Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening right here in our community, and today will be no different. Nexus Energy Center is the only nonprofit organization to create a smart energy future for Alabama through education, conservation, efficiency, and renewable generation. Today to talk to us about this organization and so much more is Ruchi Singhal. She is the CEO and founder of Nexus Energy Center. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me.
It is good to have you today, and it's good to learn all about this amazing organization that we had a chance to learn a little bit about recently because of a fundraiser that you were doing.
Yes.
And I was so impressed by all the work that's going on. I wanted to actually talk to you to find out how this dream began. So tell us a little bit about what Nexus Center is and how it began.
Well, Nexus Energy Center started almost 6 years ago. I founded it in around 2010, and we were able to win some large funding from the Department of Energy so that we could start energy efficiency programs for our community. And it started here in Huntsville in Madison County, and we really felt like this was the perfect place to encourage clean energy solutions and energy efficiency solutions to homes and to businesses, and we were right. And when we won that large grant, it really launched us, and it let us get a big boost and start helping Alabama and especially Huntsville.
So how do you go from being, whatever you were doing at the time to actually launching this initiative? Is this something you were interested in? Is this something that you had established a career in? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so actually I'm a chemical engineer by education, but I've always been passionate about the environment and clean energy solutions. And so my career was leading up to ways to create programs and organizations that do just that. And I was working for BizTech before Nexus Energy Center got started, and I was mentoring entrepreneurs in the area of clean energy. And one thing led to another. Opportunities started arising that had never been available before with the new presidential administration at that time in '08 and all the way through 2010. And we were able to do something amazing by creating this 501c3. Yep. We started out small. We didn't know where we would take it. But when the funding rolled in, we knew we were able to hire people. And we knew we needed to partner with the utilities and the city and other contractors doing this work and really make everybody more effective so that the community would benefit.
So you hear this term all the time, clean energy, and I suspect that a lot of people don't necessarily know what that means. And being a chemical engineer, the CEO and founder of the company, I'm sure you can break it down for us today.
Yes.
For those that are perhaps listening. What does that really mean?
Well, if you go to the Nexus Energy Center website, you'll see our pyramid. And that basically explains clean energy. There are low-hanging fruit and education that everybody needs in order to understand why they're using energy, how much they're using, and can they conserve. And that's where you always start. And then as you move up the pyramid, you start thinking about efficiency solutions. Can I use better appliances? How is my air conditioning working? How do I heat hot water? Is my house insulated enough? And then as you keep going up that pyramid, the higher hanging fruit are, what is solar? What's wind? What's renewable energy? And how does that play into what I need for my everyday life and energy needs? But only after you look at conservation and then efficiency, and then we start looking at renewables. And that's kind of that clean energy pyramid.
Yeah. So are there environmental factors that are driving this move towards clean energy? We know that the president has a huge initiative as far as that's concerned. We know that states are also embracing that type of thing. Local businesses like your own are certainly promoting that.
Yes.
Are there environmental concerns and factors that are driving that?
There are, currently in the South especially, most of our electricity comes from coal-fired power plants. But coal-fired power plants have a lot of air quality issues, and actually air quality is one of the first jobs I had after school. And so I learned a lot about the emissions and how they can affect negatively your health. So they're really looking for some alternatives there. But one big alternative, or one way to mitigate this issue, is actually just to use less. So the less power we all use, the less coal-fired power plants need to make for our consumption. So that's kind of what launched that idea that we need to start saving. Power that we don't consume is power that doesn't need to be made.
Yeah. So you have the Nexus Energy Center, and I know you've got 4 primary projects that you focus
Yes.
on. Let's talk about each one of those, and let's start with the Comfort Project.
Okay, so the Comfort Project is the way that we help our own community, people in our community who own homes, but maybe are needing some help in order to save energy in their home. And the way we do this project is we partner with other nonprofits that are already helping a certain segment of the community. For example, right now we're working with CASA, and they help the elderly right here in Madison County, and they help them with medical needs, they help them with wheelchair ramps. But what they do for us is they let us know which of the elderly could actually benefit from a lower utility bill by installation of energy efficiency measures in their home. And that's what the Comfort Project is. When we get those referrals from CASA, we go into the homes, we find out what the issues are, and we actually raise the money to make those improvements. And the exciting part is in the winter, and sometimes throughout the year, they see huge energy reductions.
Yeah.
So instead of just paying their utility bill, we're actually permanently lowering their utility bill, which is dollars in their pocket so that they can buy medicine, so that they can buy food and things they need. And a bonus is that the indoor air quality improves because we're not letting allergens into the house. And these elderly people are actually breathing better, having less allergy issues. And it's just a really rewarding program.
That's got to be a great asset to the community, and I would imagine that a huge part of your success as a company is establishing these collaborative partnerships
Yes.
with agencies that you don't have to go in and create the wheel, but you identify somebody who's doing something
Yes.
that's related to the work that you're doing, and combining those efforts
Yes.
actually benefits the people that you serve.
Yeah, it totally benefits everybody without having high costs in us reinventing things like you just said. So we take advantage of what's already out there so that more of the money we raise goes back out to the community.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Talk about educational outreach initiatives.
Yeah, so we actually built a tiny green home, and it is parked near our office at the Space and Rocket
I've
Center.
seen it.
Yes, and so if anybody would like to come see, they're more than welcome to give us a call. We'd love to give them a tour. But we built the tiny green home so that we had a hands-on model on how anybody can save energy in their home, including the Comfort Project clients or the everyday clients that are in our AlabamaWISE program. And so that tiny home, it's got superior insulation, windows, heating and air, hot water heating, all the things that we need in our own home, we put it into this tiny home. So in one little 170 square foot space, you can see how you can save energy.
Yeah, and I think that's really good in terms of how you've taken this opportunity to say to people, don't take what you're living in for granted. Don't take the area, the space that you occupy on a daily basis for granted. Don't assume certain things about your realities, like I'm always going to have a high bill in terms of my heating or air.
That's right.
I'm always going to have to deal with air pollutants and other kinds of things. There are efficient ways of living that can actually benefit people in meaningful ways.
Yeah.
And so you have this little model that kind of sits
Yep.
outside of your office that people can actually assess and say, hey, here's some ideas that I can take away from.
Exactly. And not only ideas, we actually take it a step further and connect the dots for them with whatever needs that they have.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
that's huge. AlabamaWISE.
Yes. So that's our flagship program. That's how we got started. And when the Department of Energy gave us our original funding, they said, what can you do in your community to really promote efficiency and make people do those projects? And that's where AlabamaWISE got launched. WISE is actually an acronym. It stands for Worthwhile Investments Save Energy. And that's what we're educating people about. What are the worthwhile investments they need in their house so they can lower their utility bill and have a more comfortable home? We've helped over 1,700 homes in North Alabama, actually going all the way down to Birmingham through the AlabamaWISE project, and we're expanding it throughout the state. The state energy office in ADECA in Montgomery support us. They really want to see AlabamaWISE flourish. They give us resources and ways to train contractors so that we can grow that program. But we encourage everybody in this area, if you want to make your home more comfortable, and it doesn't matter if it's a new home or an old home, AlabamaWISE can help you.
Yeah, that's another huge asset to the community that
Yeah.
makes me even more happy that we're talking about this today, because I can see so many ways that people can reach out to you.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of sitting there waiting for people to come and say, hey, give us some assistance, give us some support.
Yep.
BusinessWISE is another initiative of Nexus Energy Center, and is this a spinoff of AlabamaWISE?
It is. It's a spinoff. AlabamaWISE focuses on the residential side. And BusinessWISE, we really feel that small businesses could benefit just like a home by saving energy. And for a small business, when they cut their operating costs, meaning they're paying a lower utility bill, that's money they could hire more people, they could make other investments in their business, they could save for other issues that come down later down and through the years. So saving energy on your utility bills is a smart decision for businesses. It's a harder sell for us, but we're committed to wanting to try to do that and get more businesses on board.
Sure.
Yeah.
What size staff are you working with at the Nexus Energy Center?
We have a staff of around 4, and I say around 4 because some of us are part-time, some are full-time, but our staff fluctuates based on funding. We'd love to have more people out there doing more work, but there's 4 of us trucking along right now, and our offices are located at the Space and Rocket Center.
All right, and how can people connect with you?
Oh, they can get on Facebook and talk to us. They can email us, that they can see all of our contact information on the website. We do a Facebook Live every Thursday at 2:30, and we're always giving tips, and we call it Nexus Talks Tips. And we encourage everybody to find us at 2:30 on Facebook and type in your question. We're there to answer them and encourage them to save energy in their building or in their home. This Thursday is no different. We're actually going to be inside of a house in Hampton Cove doing an energy audit during our Facebook Live. So people can see, what is an energy audit? Do I want this done in my house? And it should be really interesting.
Right, and each Thursday you do a different kind of format for people, so there's a lot of opportunity and variety if they miss any given Thursday.
Yes.
Do you archive those and people can actually see them on your
on our
Facebook page?
Yes.
Okay, and that page is Nexus Energy Center?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. We want to make sure people can find you.
Yeah.
What do you see the future of Nexus Energy Center? What's on the horizon?
Yeah, so we've got some interesting things coming in 2017. We're really excited about growing the AlabamaWISE program. We know that as Nexus is able to go out and do energy audits on homes, we can actually offer a lot of solutions ourselves, and homeowners appreciate that. So if there's things small things, easy things that we know we can fix to show big impact for the homeowner, we're actually going to start providing those ourselves. And then for the big stuff, we know all the quality contractors in town to get people really saving in a big way. So that's one exciting thing coming for Nexus, and we're also excited that we've gotten funding to continue the Comfort Project. We plan on doing at least 30 to 35 more homes in 2017, which would be doubling how many we've already done, which is super exciting. So we'll be posting all of those updates. And the other exciting thing happening at the Space and Rocket Center is we're in charge of creating an energy trail for the Space and Rocket Center. It's a greenway, and it'll be open to the public. You actually don't have to buy a ticket to get on there. But as you're walking down this trail, you'll be learning about clean energy solutions, where your energy comes from. TVA is going to be a major partner there, and it should be really exciting. I know greenways are popular throughout the South, and we could really use a cool one here in Huntsville.
Absolutely. Kind of like the walking trail over at Hudson Alpha, where you can actually walk through the double helix and learn about chromosomes and genes. And that's always very exciting to do that.
That's right.
While you're also getting some exercise. Ruchi Singhal, thank you so much for being here today. She's CEO and founder of Nexus Energy Center. Again, tell people how they can get in touch with you.
Just go to our website, nexusenergycenter.org, or find us on Facebook, and we're on Instagram, and we're on Twitter as well. And please just reach out, send us comments, send us questions, call us. All of that information is on the web.
All right. Thanks for being here with us, and come back and see us sometime.
I will.
All right. Thank you for being a part of our conversation today. We hope that you've enjoyed the information that we've shared, and we hope that you'll like our Facebook page. That page is Impact with Kenny Anderson, where you can see a video of the show that you've just watched, as well as behind-the-scenes pictures of after the tape stops rolling. We hope that you'll join us for our next edition of the broadcast. In the meantime, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.